First and foremost, last day itself, I told you that whenever we are looking into crude oil, we look at the crude charts in the international market. So it is ideal that we look into the crude oil charts in the international markets. The reason behind the same being the fact that internationally crude oil is actually very actively traded. Okay, so internationally it is actually traded almost 22 hours. That is from early morning 4 o'clock to late night 2 o'clock. It is actually actively traded. Whereas when it kind of comes to Indian markets, we kind of actually have the markets live. So market actually opens morning 10, sorry, morning 9, and it closes at late night 11:30. So when you have a look at the hours that is traded, international markets, it is traded more actively as compared to the Indian market. So for looking at the price action, so last day my friend Aditya Singh was conducting meeting with you regarding price action and the major candle combinations, all those things to be looked into crude oil. So when you're looking at price action or the continuity of price action, it is obviously better for you to look into the crude oil markets in the large, in the international markets for marking the levels, support, resistance, everything. So last day he walked you across bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, all these aspects. But what is more important is the levels. Okay. So today, if I have a look at the charts of US oil, especially the larger time frame, that is the daily time frame charts, I could see that crude oil manages to find a resistance level over here. What do you think? So do you agree with me? This here I am looking at US oil charts. The daily time frame, if I'm having a look at it, I see for myself that US oil is actually managing to find a resistance over here. Okay, it is finding a support over here, it is finding a resistance over here. So I see that there is a resistance level for crude oil over here. So any guess, any answers to this? Anybody has a different opinion? So it has a resistance level over here. What do you think about it? So just let me know what do you feel about it. Is there a resistance level over here? Okay. So yes, we're getting this answer to the chat box that it is yes, definitely yes. Crude, uh, yeah. So crude kind of actually just manages to find a resistance level out here. So one particular thing or one particular aspect, if you are having a look at the crude oil markets, is that if at all, like in crude, we see some sort of a trend forming. Okay, I told you last day also. Whenever we see, please take MCX chart. Sanjay, I'm explaining something. Okay, I'm explaining something, and I'm telling you what is the importance of looking at it in the US oil charts. Let me come into that. Please don't rush. Now, if I'm having a look at crude, generally when we have a look at crude, we see that the trend sustains or the trend continues for a larger duration of time. That the trend that is there in crude oil usually tends to sustain or tends to last for a larger duration of time. So that is one good thing about crude oil. If you are a trend trader, the advantage is the trend usually sustains for a larger duration of time. So here, I kind of actually see that it finds a support over here. Later on, it managed to find a resistance over here. Just mark it out over here also. So it just manages to find the resistance over here. It was finding a support over here. Now again, it is picking up finding a resistance over here. Here also it is finding a resistance. So as you all know, if a resistance level is getting taken out, that is, if at all there is a resistance level out there in the charts and a resistance level is kind of actually getting broken, there are two things that could potentially happen. Either the resistance level is going to be broken and the price will continue moving up. Okay, so either the resistance level would be broken and the price would just continue to move up, or it would face rejection from here and then it would kind of actually fall down. Okay, either the resistance level is going to get broken and the price would continue to move up, or from here rejection is going to come in and the price is going to fall down. The two things, as I mentioned to you, either the resistance level is going to get broken and the price is going to move up, or there is going to be rejection coming in over here, the price would just manage to fall down. So when we speak about the markets or any kind of a trending move in general, any uptrend. So once again, I'm mentioning any typical uptrend. So when I say a typical uptrend, it is nothing else but a consecutive series of high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low formation taking place. So we would be having a high getting formed. After that, we'll be having a low. Again, we'll be having a high. Again, we'll be having a low. Again, we'll be having a high. Again, we'll be having a low. Again, we'll be having a high. Again, we'll be having a low. So a typical uptrend is basically nothing else, but it is going to be a combination of consecutive highs and consecutive lows getting formed. So this is nothing else but consecutive highs and consecutive lows getting formed. So one point that you shall be keeping in your mind is every single time there is a high that is getting formed, the high is going to be higher compared to the previous high. So for example, over here also, if you have a look at it, every time out there is a high, the high that is getting formed is higher than the previous high. And every single time there is a low that is getting formed, the low that is getting formed would be higher compared to the previous low. So any uptrend out there, so any typical uptrend out there is going to be a combination of consecutive highs and consecutive lows getting formed. Or in simple words, we could say it is a combination of higher highs and higher lows getting formed. So once again, a typical uptrend is nothing else but a combination of higher highs and higher lows getting formed. Same way, if a typical downtrend is getting formed, so if we see a typical downtrend occurring, it is going to be nothing else but a combination of consecutive lows and consecutive highs getting formed. But one point to be noted out over here is every time there is a low that is getting formed, the next low would be lower compared to the previous low. And every single time there is actually a high that is getting formed would be lower compared to the previous high. Or in simple words, typical downtrend would be a combination of lower lows and lower highs, whereas a typical uptrend over there would be a combination of higher highs and higher lows. So in general, any trending move that you find or any trending move that you would see in the markets would be a higher high, higher low combination or a lower low, lower high combination. Okay, so these are the two major trends. One is a upside bullish trend and one is a downside bearish trend. So this is what we refer to as a typical trending market condition. So most of you must already be familiar with this. So someone who wants to trade in the direction of the trend, somebody who is looking forward to trade exactly in the direction of the trend, he or she would be looking out for these trends. Now, since we have spoke about what a typical trending market condition is, there is something else called as a mean reversion, okay, or a reversion to the mean, where if something is actually traveling up continuously, there could be a point in time after forming some consecutive higher highs and higher lows, there could be a point in time when the price actually forms a high, again it forms a low, again it forms a high, again it forms a low, again it forms a high, again it forms a low and continues. For example, if something was continuously traveling up, forming higher highs and higher lows, there could be a point in time when the stock or the product stops forming continuous higher highs and higher lows. Rather, it forms a high, again it forms a low, again it forms a high, again it forms a low, again it forms a high. So what would potentially be happening over here is the new highs or the fresh highs that would be getting formed. Okay, the fresh highs out here that would be getting formed would be lower compared to the previous highs. Okay, the fresh highs that would be getting formed would be lower compared to the previous highs. And the fresh lows that would be getting formed would be lower compared to the previous lows. So in simple words, something that would have been continuously forming higher high, higher low formation, we say a mean reversion is potentially going to take place once it stops forming any further higher highs. And the next high that it is going to form is going to be a lower high. So now on the other hand side, if it is a downtrend, let's say something was continuously forming lows, lower lows and lower highs. Let's say that at this particular point in time, the price just manages to pick up above this particular point. Or there forms a high over here, which is higher than this particular lower high. So if there forms a high over here, which was actually higher than this particular lower high. So here also, I could say that, yeah, this has been in some sort of a lower low, lower high formation. However, after this particular point in time, it starts forming further higher highs. So something that is in lower low, lower high formation, if it starts forming higher highs, what do we realize from that? So what do you kind of actually realize from that? So something that has been like forming lower lows and lower highs, at any particular point in time, it starts forming higher highs. That could be a potential reversal. Potential reversal. Once again, I'm making it clear. It could be a potential reversal or it could be a potential reversion. There is nothing mandatory that yeah, it has to reverse or it has to do a mean reversion, but there is a high chance that it is going to happen. There is a very high likelihood that it is going to happen if something that was actually forming lower lows and lower highs changes its particular trend to higher high, higher low. Okay, something that was traveling down, if it converts or changes the trend to higher high, higher low formation, there is a very good chance or there is a very good likelihood that there is going to be a mean reversion that is going to take place. I hope it is clear. So, any questions on this? So, any questions on this, guys? Anyone? Okay, I think this is a very simple concept, right? Now, let me get into the next part. So, here, though, we have actually started looking at the charts in the daily time frame. So we got started once again I'm mentioning we got started by looking into the charts in the daily time frame. Now the next thing that we're kind of actually going to do is from this particular daily time frame we are coming down to a shorter time frame, which is nothing else but the hourly time frame. Okay, just before we shift the time frame, let's have a look at the charts. You please tell me how does the uh, like broader term trend looks like. This is the daily time frame charts. The broader term trend, how does it look like? What do you feel? So how does the broader term trend looks like on the charts? Could you tell me? So how does the broader term trend looks like the charts? Okay. So as you guys kind of actually are mentioning to me, at this particular point in time, it is looking range bound. Okay. So and if I'm to mark the levels, these are the levels that corresponds to the same. So there is a level over here, there is a resistance over here, and there is a support level over here. Yeah. So this is what we see from the daily time frame. Now let me kind of actually switch to the hourly time frame from this. From the daily, we are straight away jumping into the hourly time frame. We are not looking into the 4 hour, but we are looking into the hourly time frame. So the hourly time frame, how does this look? So could you just tell me like how does the charts look like the hourly time frame? And crude is something that actually respects level really well. Okay, support resistance, all these things are respected really well when it kind of comes to crude oil. So how does the charts look like the hourly time frame? Hourly time frame. Once again, the price is actually facing rejection from the resistance level and the hourly time frame. So we have a bearish candle. Okay. So tell me, where do we have higher chances of making money? First case, I told you something that is forming higher high, higher low formation. Can I have a volunteer coming forward? Anybody who would be ready to unmute yourself? I can ask you some questions and make it a little bit more interactive. Anyone who would like to be a volunteer? Anyone who would just like to be a volunteer? I could just unmute yourself and we can make it a little bit more interactive. Just come forward, guys. Just let me know through the chat box. Anybody who would like to be a volunteer, just let me know through the chat box. I'll just unmute you. Yeah, so Vishnu is there. Okay, go ahead, Vishnu. I'll be asking you some questions. So, hi, Vishnu. Okay, only one person we need. That's the reason. Too many people also creates a problem. Okay. So, hi, Vishnu. Where are you from?
Hi, Hari. This is Vishnu from Hyderabad.
Great, great, great. Vishnu, So this is the case where we're looking at the hourly time frame, and I see rejection is coming from a resistance level. Okay.
Yes.
Could you tell me quickly which is easier to trade? Trading in the direction of the trend or trading against the direction of the trend? Which would be easier?
In the direction of the trend.
Okay, in the direction of the trend is what you're saying, like would be easier. Okay, fine. Now
Yes.
let me ask you another question. So here, though, if we are going to take a trade, it would be not in the direction of the trend. It would be opposite to the direction of the trend. If you are going to
Yes.
short position, correct?
Yes. Yes. Compared to daily time frame, now it is opposite to the direction. It's making higher highs.
Yeah. So if I'm to take a trade, it probably would be opposite to the direction of the trend that we would kind of actually be taking if at all we want to take something. So my question to you is, could you kind of actually just let me know? Could you kind of actually just tell me if I want to take a trade opposite to the direction of the trend or in the direction of the trend, which one do you think will kind of actually get better risk reward ratio?
I prefer in the direction of the trend.
Okay, in the direction of the trend is what you prefer. Fine. Now let me tell you, whenever we are trading a trend following trade, that is, whenever we are kind of actually trading in the direction of the trend, usually our risk reward ratio won't be much. What do you mean by risk reward ratio? I think yesterday, last day, Aditya has mentioned about the same. What do you mean by risk reward? Risk reward meaning how much money you're taking or how much risk you're kind of actually taking in a trade, and what kind of a reward you will be looking out for. Okay, so what kind of a risk you would be taking, and what kind of a reward will you be looking forward to capture. Okay, so what kind of a risk will you be kind of actually taking, and what kind of a reward you'll be looking out to capture. That is what we refer to as risk and reward. So this is the 1 hour time frame. Okay, now I'll just get down a little bit closer into the 15 minutes time frame for the same. This is the 15 minutes time frame chart of crude. So have a quick look at the charts. Here, though, if I look closely at the price action, what I just realized for myself is price picks up, faces rejection from here, again it picks up, faces rejection from here, falls down. So if I consider this to be a level, that is, if I consider this to be a support, okay, if I consider this to be a support level, and let's kind of actually say that since there was a rejection coming in from here, I consider going for a short opportunity where I just sell it somewhere over here. Just giving you an example, okay, keeping my stop loss above this, considering my target for 1:2 somewhere over here. Does this make sense? What do you think? So you're taking a trade where our risk is almost 51 cents. We'll go for a sell, keeping our target over here, keeping our stop loss above this. Does this make sense, Vishnu? What do you feel? Vishnu, hello? So does this make sense to you? What do you feel about it?
Here we are getting only 1:2, but risk is bit high.
Risk is a bit high. Why do you say risk is high?
Because stop loss is having a high number of points.
Okay, so let me just move to the Indian market chart and let's have a look. So we looked at the price action, the larger time frame. That is, we looked at the US oil charts to look at the price action because there we get a better picture about what is happening in the markets. So now I'm switching to the Indian market chart. So if you just search crude oil futures, you get the charts in the Indian market. So here we have what are the charts of crude oil in the Indian markets. Okay, so this is how the 15 minutes time frame chart looks like. Why I told you US oil we'll look at, because see here there is a gap. Why? Because our markets were not live then. Here we kind of actually have a gap. That's the reason. Now, if I'm marking a level over here, okay, so if I'm marking out a level over here, so just have a look at this. So this is a level that I'm actually marking out over here. Okay, and in this particular case, this is a resistance level. Later on, this converted to a new support. This was initially a resistance level. Later on, that turned out to be a new support. So here too, if I want to go for a short, let's see how it looks like. If at all I'm to kind of actually go for a short over here, I'll consider keeping my stop loss at the top. Make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay.
Again,
And
it's
post that, where would be my reward? That is, if the price is to fall down, I could anticipate the price could potentially fall down to the next level, which lies over here, without much of a difficulty. What do you feel about it? Because there lies, this seems to be a support over here, no? Come on, guys. Tell me yes or no. Can I do so? What do you think? Can I consider going for a short, expecting the price to? Yeah. So let me tell you one particular aspect over here. So whenever we are looking at crude oil, okay. So whenever we are kind of actually looking at crude oil, one thing to be noted is on a daily basis, if there is a breakout or if there is some sort of a movement happening in crude, don't expect don't expect for yourself to see it such a tiring week in India markets. It has been like one of the toughest weeks that I have had in my trading career. It is not because markets were so tough. Some of my judgments went wrong. Okay, some of the judgments we personally had went wrong. So I'm very sorry, like feeling sleepy. So here too, if I have a look at it, uh, 50 points is the risk. Almost 50 points is 40 points. I was asking you, Vishnu, like on average, what kind of a move do you anticipate, or what kind of a move do you see in crude oil? Whenever there is a breakout, something like that happening, what kind of a move can be expected in crude oil? Can you tell me? So, what do you think, Vishnu? Like, what kind of a move can I anticipate in crude oil if there is a move happening? So, what do you think would be the kind of move that we could actually anticipate in crude oil if at all there is a move happening? Okay. So, we're getting, oh, sorry. Yeah, Vishnu, you have been just unmuted. Yeah.
yeah. Here, advantage in crude is once it starts rallying, then it will give high number of points to us. That's the best advantage in crude. Now it is in good movement compared to consolidation, like in the morning how it moves.
Okay.
Compared to that, now movement is very high, so we can expect a good number of points.
Okay. So, just kind of actually understand for you. So, generally speaking, whenever crude is to give us a breakout, no, you could, whenever crude is to kind of actually give you a breakout, you could easily anticipate a move of like 100 points. Okay, a 100-point move could be anticipated whenever crude oil is to kind of give you a breakout. Okay, so you can anticipate to receive for yourself something like a 100-point move by taking a risk of around 50 points. So why I say don't take a risk beyond that is because then maintaining a risk reward won't be much possible. So if your risk is actually more than 50 points, then you'll have to kind of capture more than 100 points for your risk reward ratio to be satisfied. So ideally speaking, okay, so I ideally kind of actually speaking, max to max the risk associated with your position shall be uh, 50 points, not beyond that. Why do I say your max should be 50 points? Could you tell me, like, why did I say your max should be 50 points once again?
Complete direction may change.
No, because whenever there is a breakout happening, a 100-point move can be expected. Beyond 100 point, if you're targeting, means chances of achieving that is less. Okay, so beyond 100 points target, if you're looking out for, chances of achieving a move beyond 100 points is very less. Clear?
Yes, yes.
So that is like catching a move beyond 100 points is actually, or looking out to capture a move beyond 100 points is actually chances of you doing that is like less. Okay, catching a 50-point move is not a big deal. Sorry, taking a 50-point risk to catch a 100-point move if there is a breakout happening is not a big deal. But targeting more than 100 points move is actually tough. And the risk you have to take is also going to be on the higher side. I hope it is clear. Hmm?
Yes, very much.
So, any questions on this? Any quick questions on this? Why I say the risk should be maximum? Okay, so guys, like for this particular setup, there would have been two potential entries out there. So one entry would have been if there is a retest happening over here. So exact point retest, something that we wanted to do, really didn't happen today. My God, what is getting disconnected here? So exact retest that we kind of actually wanted to capture has never happened today. But still, we'll just wait and watch. Now, some of you would be kind of actually asking me, can I actually go ahead and enter a trade over here? So already in the chat box also some people said, I'll go ahead and enter a trade over here. The answer is no, we won't do that. We will actually wait for a bearish price action formation over here for our entry. Okay, if that doesn't happen, skip it. We are not going to trade. That's it. Okay, so I'm making my point very clear. If at all we want to get a trade, no, we'll wait for the things to satisfy our potential entry. So in this particular case, though, we would actually like the price to undergo a perfect retest on this level, then we'll go for a short. If that is not happening, though, we're not going to take a trade. That's it. Now, there could be some of you who will be actually asking, I'll keep this like this. There'll be some of you who will be actually asking, like, can I go ahead with the trade over here? But they'll be asking, can I go for a trade at the low of this candle in my stop loss or the high? What do you feel? Can this be done? There is someone who would ask, like, can I go for an entry now? Is my stop loss at the high? What do you think? Can this be done? Just let me know through the chat box, guys. What do you feel about it? Come on, please tell me. Okay. So some of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. So the answer is no. I'll tell you why. Okay. So in this case, no, if you go for a trade, that is, if you kind of actually go for a sell position right now, keeping your stop loss at the top, the problem that comes over here is the risk reward will be only 1:2, almost 1:1 only. Okay, the risk reward that you're going to get in this particular trade is going to be just 1:1. So the problem associated with that is what percentage of your directional trades are going to be winning. So what percentage or what are the odds of you making money when you're doing some directional trades? Can you just let me know to the chat box? What are the odds of you making money when you're kind of doing a direction trade? Just let me know to the chat box, guys. So what are the odds of you making money whenever you're doing a direction trade? Just 50-50. So if it is, yeah, so the odds that you are kind of actually going to be, yeah, to win is just like 50-50. Does it make sense for you to take a trade with 1:1 risk reward ratio? Hmm? It really doesn't make any sense, correct? Okay. So if at all you're this thing, if at all you're this thing, if at all your risk reward ratio is actually 1:1, and your chances, okay, and your chances of winning the trade is just 50-50, it really doesn't make sense. Okay. It really doesn't make sense for you to kind of actually just go ahead and take up a trade. Why? Because at the end, okay, so at the end, half of the times you're going to fail being a direction trader, and only how you manage your risk reward ratios is going to do some good. When it kind of comes to directional trading, non-directional trading, though, your risk reward will be almost 1:1, or maybe your risk is going to be slightly higher than your reward also. But majority of the times you're supposed to be winning there. Yeah, so we'll just wait right now. Okay, we'll kind of actually just wait. And here, though, as I mentioned to you, I'll be interested in taking a trade, provided that only if this level is getting tested, because this corresponds to the neckline, and if this level is kind of actually getting tested, then I could potentially get out a trade, or potentially I could kind of actually get an opportunity where we could actually aim out for a 1:2. Okay, if this level is kind of getting tested. Now, Anshul is mentioning about a rejection coming in 5 minutes. Okay, let's have a look at the charts in the 5 minutes time frame. So this is the charts in the 5 minutes time frame, but the levels once again that I'm going to watch out for is going to correspond to the same without any change. So, and now since our friends had actually asked earlier also, if I go for a short over here, what happens? The problem is simple. If you go for a short over here, your stop loss would actually be over here. Your target would also be here. It will be a 1:1 trade. So I won't be interested in that. I'll just wait for this level to be tested. Then I'll go for a trade. Okay. So just wait. We'll have to wait for some time. And guys, like this is one of the discretionary trading setups that I use. I look at the larger time frame, that is the daily time frame. Then I get down in the shorter time frame, that is the hourly time frame. Then I get down in the shorter time frame, that is again the 15 minutes time frame. Now I just see for what could be the potential risk and reward associated. If at all I'm going to trade a rejection or a breakout from a key price point. So you understand, all of you understand why we have considered this to be a significant level, correct? Yes or no? Sorry, this is a significant resistance. The significant resistance got tested, price came down. Now let's see if this level is getting tested, and if it tests and we are getting a potential price action setup, we'll consider going for a short because we are getting a very favorable risk reward ratio. Okay. Vishnu, are you there? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So Vishnu, now we'll just wait for a rejection to come in over here, and we'll consider going for a short. Okay. Now, one question, Vishnu. Let me ask you, what if this high is getting taken out? That is, price is actually picking up above this level now, above this.
Then we have to exit definitely.
Okay, then our stop loss will be there. We'll have to exit if we had entered a short position. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's kind of actually say that the price kind of actually picks up. The price kind of actually just picks up, reaches this particular point. Okay, the price kind of actually picks up, reaches this particular point, consolidates over here for a while, and then gives a breakout.
Okay.
That is, if the price actually kind of actually goes, okay, the price kind of actually goes up, particular resistance level, consolidates over there for a while, and then gives a breakout. Then what do you think will be the can I convert that into a long position? That's what I'm asking. So right now, though you're short.
No, right now we cannot. We need to check the state. Like we need to check whether it will consolidate or it will directly go up.
Okay.
If it consolidates, then yes, we have a good chance to enter. Otherwise,
okay. So let me kind of actually just tell you. Okay. So what I wanted to, yeah. So we'll kind of actually just wait. We'll kind of actually just see what would be the risk. So once again, in that particular case also, we'll kind of actually just figure out for ourselves what would be the risk associated with the position. Okay. We'll just see what would be the risk associated with the position, and if you feel that the risk again is like under 50, you can go ahead with the trade. No need to wait. See, once again I'm mentioning above this particular level, no? So above this particular level, by any chance, if we see that the risk associated with the position is actually not much, the risk associated with the position is actually a decent, not much, then you can go ahead with the trade, nothing wrong. Okay.
yeah, good.
Yeah. So now though the price looks like it is just picking up above this particular neckline. So this is a resistance level, and this also corresponds to a neckline. Okay. So this is a resistance level, and this kind of actually corresponds to a neckline. So let's see, slight rejection is coming in, and here is where price action becomes important. Okay, this is the point, or this is actually the place where price action is very relevant. Let's see what the price action formation is at this particular point in time. Okay, so let's kind of actually just wait, watch and see for ourselves how the price action is over here uh, in crude. Okay, what do you see? Okay, so now the next 5 minute candle formation is also looking bullish. Just wait. Just have to wait for some time. We are not in a point to make a comment yet. So once again, I'm just mentioning out to you. So if at all by any chance we are getting some sort of a bearish rejection, okay. So if at all we are kind of actually getting some sort of a bearish rejection out over here, then we'll kind of actually just go ahead with a short. And I'll be placing my trades on futures because my view is bearish. So let's see, or let's kind of actually wait and watch for some rejection. So once again, as I'm mentioning to you, this is a double top. We have some sort of a neckline formation over here. The level just got broken. Again, if this level is getting tested and we are having a bearish price action based rejection, we can consider going for a short with a stop loss at the high of this particular level. This, above the swing high, we can keep our stop loss. Consider going for a short with a 1:2 risk reward. So let's just watch out for the same and just see how it goes. So we want the price action based rejection to come in first. So any questions? What? Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm answering that question, sir. So just give me 2-3 minutes. Any questions based on what I discussed right now? Any questions? You can upload. You can mention all your questions now. All your questions you can actually ask me. All your questions you can actually start putting it down in the chat box. Shall we watch 15 minutes? Yeah, why not? See, in the 15 minutes also, it will be almost similar only. So it's up to you whether you want to get down into the 15 minutes or stick with the 5 minutes itself. So this is what we see in the 15 minutes. Best time frame for crude oil trading. My friend, I told you, always get started with a larger time frame, then you get down into the shorter time frame. So I myself usually get started with the daily time frame. Then I kind of actually just get into the shorter time frame, that is like the hourly time frame, and then I kind of actually just get into the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so we see some sort of a rejection coming in, guys. Let's just quickly wait and take a call. Okay, so guys, like this is the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so here though, if I have a look at it, sorry, the 5 minutes time frame. If I switch to the 15 minutes time frame, I just quickly have a look at it. We had the first bearish rejection, and followed by the first bearish rejection, I see some sort of a follow up coming in the bearish itself. Okay, in the bearish, this thing, bearish charts itself. So there are two ways to approach this trade. Can I have a volunteer coming forward? Vishnu? Hello, Vishnu? Okay. So Kalatur, Siddharth. Hi, Siddharth.
Sir,
How are you? How's the market treating you?
sir, January month is very tough, sir.
January is tough for everybody, don't worry.
Yes, sir. More than 2.5% drawdown.
Okay. Okay, 2.5. Okay, that's fine, man. Part of the game.
Yes, sir.
Come back strong. Even I'm in drawdown. Thank you. Like what loss did you take?
Sir, loss.
Yeah, how much loss have you booked in January?
Sir, nearly some around 80K. Oh, 80K, sir.
I have booked more than 50 lakhs.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's fine. Don't worry. Like it's part of the game. So January month generally has been like very tough for non-directional traders. Okay,
Yes.
directional trading it has been good. Non-directional it has been tough. Okay, so
Actually, last expiry, I missed the IV spike profit, sir.
Okay, fine. But apart from that, how is it going?
Yes, sir. Going good only, sir.
Great. So yeah, so here though, if I have a look at it, there like I see a bearish candle, but after that, what is the candle that is getting on bullish? Correct.
Yes,
So
sir. Fully.
some of you who would potentially ask me, can I go for a trade over here at the low of this candle with my stop loss at the high? So what are your thoughts about it, Siddharth? Can I go for a trade over here at the low of this candle with my stop loss at the high? What do you think about it?
Sir,
Can I
no,
short
sir. Uh,
stop loss over
Since
here?
the risk reward is favoring also, the chance of hitting this, stop loss is more, sir.
You're saying chance of hitting stop loss is more.
More since even risk reward is more. It's favoring us.
Risk reward is good. Risk reward, see, here though we need, other case though we needed the price to come down to here to have a favorable risk reward. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here though, if the price comes down till here itself, we get one risk reward. Correct.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? Can this be taken or not? Can this be traded or not?
So personally, I won't trade this, sir.
Okay. Personally, you're saying you won't trade this. Why? Because the stop loss is too tight. Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your rationale is that the stop loss or the stop loss value is actually too tight, and due to that particular reason, you're not so keen about trading it. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So that is the right answer. So guys, like when it kind of comes to crude oil, no, like every 5-10 minutes, if you okay, let me tell you, if your stop loss is like lesser than 20, okay, stop loss lesser than 20. So if at all your stop loss value is actually lesser than 20, then there is a very good likelihood, or there is kind of actually a very high chance that your stop loss is going to get hit. Okay. So, this thing, that is, if your stop loss is actually lesser than 20 points, then there is a very good likelihood that your stop loss is actually going to be hit, or your stop loss is kind of actually going to be triggered.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So under such situations, if you see a trade where your stop loss is actually lesser than 20 points, then it is kind of better, then it's kind of actually good, or then it is kind of actually better that you just don't go ahead, or you kind of actually just don't uh, enter into the position with a risk lesser than 20 points. Why? As I mentioned to you, the reason being the fact that stop loss lesser than 20 points easily can be triggered. Okay, easily stop losses lesser than 20 points easily can get hit. Okay. Now, yeah, 20 point in the chart. So again, we'll just have to wait, guys. We'll just wait for a rejection coming in. Rejection below this, we'll go for a short with the all stop loss only, and then we'll trail. That'll be a better approach. We'll trail our stop loss, which should be much more efficient than keeping a tight stop loss. Okay, guys, I think we are kind of going to be getting an opportunity soon. So again, there is a rejection coming in. If we trade in options which strike price to select, it is always better that you go with at the money options. Okay. With options also, I'll give you a demonstration. Don't worry. I'll give you. Okay, it's moving too fast. With options also, I'll show you a trading opportunity. Don't worry. Don't worry about that part. I'll definitely show you with options also. My God, it's moving too fast. Just a second. It'll be quick. Okay, so I'll kind of actually just place a trade and I will show you on futures right now. So I'll be showing this to you on a 5 paisa account. Okay. So just go ahead, select crude oil. Okay, is commodity crude that we're going to trade. Just click on the sell. Okay. And now, what we're going to, what we'll be interested in selling it straight away, because already the low of this candle is getting taken out. We'll place a sell order somewhere at 6695. Okay, 6695 will place a sell. I'll just show you. Little bit. So place a limit sell. I'll just show you how to place orders over here. So 6695. You could actually just go ahead with the intraday sell. Okay, just click on the sell. And friends, let me tell you, like as far as crude oil trading is kind of concerned, it would require you, if it is, we'll see exactly how much margin is being used. Okay, we have got a fill. Okay, so at 6695, we have actually sold crude. Now, where shall we be keeping our stop loss once again? Where shall our stop loss be, guys? So our stop loss shall be at 6736. Okay. So now the next thing that you shall be doing is go ahead and place a stop loss order at 6736. So how to place a stop loss order? That also I'll just show you. So whatever is your position with, just click on the close button. Okay. Just make sure that it is intraday only buy. Order should be stop loss order. Mention the trigger price. So here though, the trigger price is going to be 6736. You can keep this price to be market only. So 6736, you're placing a buy trigger. So now this order is kind of actually going to be pending. So if you have a look at it, this particular order out here is going to be pending. And this order will be triggered only when the price reaches 6736. Okay, so we have entered into the trade right now. So I told you initially, I told you I'll wait for a retest on these levels, then I'll go for a trade. Stop loss for now is kept over here because as I mentioned to you, if I keep a stop loss over here, my risk will be less, but there is a very high chance my stop loss is going to be triggered. I'll modify my stop loss or I'll trail my stop loss provided that the price comes somewhere here nearby. Then I'll modify my stop loss to my entry. I'll make the trade risk free. Okay. Now, guys, I'll explain everything because here too I had to act a little bit really fast. I'll explain everything. Everybody's question I'll answer. Don't worry. Okay. So now one thing. Okay, I'll answer one by one. I'll answer questions. Then I'll move forward. So you can shoot your questions. If you want, you can just unmute yourself and ask questions also. So first I'll answer the questions from the top. Okay. So I'm getting a question. What is this? How to take trade, how much money required? Okay. So whenever you're trading crude oil, ideal that your entries shall be done with limit orders. Okay. It is ideal that your entry orders are actually kind of done with limit orders. Why do I say your entry orders are actually done with limit orders? Okay, because probably like if the fall handle is so fast or the fall handle is so steep, you would be getting a bad fill. So when I say a bad fill, so here though we wanted to enter a 6695. Let's say that you're going with a market order, all of a sudden in a single candle only price fell some 10 points. Your order will happen at 6685. So it is always good that you kind of actually go for a trade or you kind of actually go for an entry with limit orders as far as trading in crude oil is kind of concerned. Okay, always entry, though you kind of actually look at entries happening through limit orders always. Clear? So always kind of try entering your positions for limit orders as far as possible. Okay, that's like a steep fall, good for us. Can I modify my stop loss right now? Can I modify my stop loss to the cost and make it risk free? What do you think? Can I modify my stop loss and make my trade risk free, guys? Yes or no? Let me know through the chat box. Okay. So one thing I wanted to point out over here is if somebody is actually looking at the trade and someone who is actually kind of considering this to be an opportunity with 1:2, okay, he or she shall be trailing the trade only once the trade actually gives you at least a 1:1. So in this particular case, though, I see for myself, yeah, the trade has actually given for us a 1:1. That means if you want, you can actually trail out your stop to your entry. Okay, you can trail out your stop for your entry. So now our friend is actually saying that we need to wait for candle closing. In crude oil, let me tell you, no need to wait for candle closing. You can actually run your stop losses during the live candle itself because crude movements happen really fast. Okay, so for example, if in our entry case only, if we were speaking about it, if we actually waited for that candle to close, we would never have got an entry. Okay, so in crude oil, the movements happen really quick, guys. So in the running candles itself, we can actually take up the trades. Okay, so running candles itself, we can actually go ahead with the trades. So you kind of actually need not wait till the candles to close. Okay. So once again, I'm mentioning you kind of actually need not wait for the candle to close. Why? Because the movements usually happen really fast. So trail it during the running candles only. Need not wait for the candle to close. Next question was how much money? Okay, guys, like if you want to trade in crude futures at the moment, the margin requirement is like around 2 lakh rupees at the moment. But crude mini is also coming soon. Okay, crude mini is also being brought in by the exchange soon. And if you kind of actually want to trade in crude mini, then the margin requirement is kind of actually going to be just around 20-25K. With 20-25,000 also you can trade in crude mini futures. Hopefully that will come out soon. Okay. Right now on the margin required, the capital requirement is going to be 2 lakh. So now if you have a look at the positions that we have, okay, we are running at 25 points gain. Okay, 25 points gain is what we are running at. Current price is like 6670 and our entry was somewhere at 6790, right? So let's hold on to this. So your target would be 1:2, but by now your trade is risk free. Okay, I'll give you a chance to unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself and ask me questions. And I have also shared with you some reference trades to look at that is uploaded in my YouTube channel already. So you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. I'll get the other questions also.
Hello.
Hi, one by one, okay, one person at a time. Please.
Sir, just this one you have sold it future.
Yeah.
Instead of selling future, we can buy put also, sir.
Yeah, you can buy put or sell call option also possible. No problem. But you should be trading lesser than 5 lots always.
Okay.
Because crude oil option nobody trades. Okay, nobody is trading crude oil option right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why. Ideally, what do you say? Yeah.
Nobody trading, but for past 2-3 days, I am just trading.
Little bit trading is there. Little bit risky. I'll tell you. 1 year before the crude margin, I'll tell you like margin for 1 lot crude oil future was only 15,000, 20,000. That's it. Now the margin has increased to 2 lakh, more than 10 times.
Okay.
So that is when people started thinking about crude options.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I wanted to tell you is because of that particular reason, now there is little bit more volume, but still it is less.
Okay.
Okay. So little bit volume is there, but not much.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there is a good fall, guys. So we are almost at our 1:2. Correct? Yes or no?
You made good money today.
Yeah, but I traded only 1 lot.
Yeah.
My usual lot size is like it varies anywhere between 20, 25, depends on the view also. But I traded only 1 lot. Today I booked a loss of almost how much? I have a running position running at around 1.26 loss. 1 lakh I booked came out around 1.26 lakh I have running loss. Okay. Okay. We are at our target. Yes or no? Can I cut? What do you think? Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So ideally speaking, let me tell you, if I was to trade 2 lots, no, then what I'll do is I'll book 1 lot and the rest 1 lot I'll carry forward. As in, I'll let the trade run. So if you watch my previous YouTube videos, like I have given examples of that also, like where you cut 1 lot and let the rest of the position run and give you the best profits. Okay. So here though, you just cut it out because it's already like above this thing. Like now there could be a pullback that can be anticipated.
On future, how much margin required, sir?
Now though it is taking around 1.9 lakh rupee margin has been used now.
1.9 lakh.
Okay.
But after joining you, just I am trading in option, and today just made 500.
Okay. See, option also you can trade, liquidity is less.
Mm.
Nothing wrong, you can trade option, but liquidity is less. For me, it is a concern.
Yes, sir. I have done it in options only. 6600 PE I bought.
Okay.
Booked about 1200 rupee profit.
Okay. So
Just
you can transfer that to me. So thing is simple. Options will have, I'll mention it clearly. Option, no. Let's say all the 37 people who are attending this meeting start trading option. We'll have liquidity issue. Let's speak about our like all the 37 people who are trading now. No, everybody starts trading 5 lot options. No, then also problem will be there.
What kind of problem, sir?
Sir,
Won't move?
Like price will just jump up and down.
Yeah. That's happening. Correct. You're right.
I will show you. Just hold on.
Fluctuation is very, very high.
Yeah, just hold on. I'll just show you.
sir, how could you place stop loss and target together in an order? Didn't
That is
get
a separate order. No, stop loss order is something separate. That is completely different from this.
GTT order.
No, not GTT order. That is different. GTT is something different.
Sir, what's your view on strangles on crude, sir?
What?
Strangle. We can place strangles.
Strangle? No, don't do.
Straddle, strangle, we should not do.
No, you once again, like the problem is if you're doing strangle option strategies and all, like you do in Indian market, you'll have a concern.
Okay.
Don't do that. Okay. So options, like whenever you're kind of trading options, just keep this to your mind. Options is majorly good for Indian market, Nifty, Bank Nifty and all. Crude also you can do options. The next trade I'll kind of demonstrate to you with, I'll do it with options only. Advantages when you're trading with options, this thing is actually less. That is, your what do you say? Your margin requirement is less, but liquidity is a concern. So if you're trading like little bit higher size, it'll be very big trouble. Okay, that is the only concern in crude options. So now I was telling to you, I was telling you if prices to drop, where it will find a support. Don't you see that exactly the same point is finding a support?
Yeah.
Correct. So this is not something great. I'm not saying that only I could say this. Anybody can do this.
Sir, what I think that
Levels
you
are
know about
very
this zone trading also.
What?
You know supply demand trading also.
Forget about supply demand, support resistance. Keep it simple. And I shared a book with you, no?
Yeah.
That's the only book that you need to understand. Forget about supply demand, smart money. Forget about everything. Look at support resistance. Look at levels. Look at probable good risk reward ratio trades. Take it. See, I have actually uploaded the trades that I have actually done like this. At least some 10 trades have been more than 10, 20 trades has been updated. Winning trades, losing trades, everything I have actually updated. And if you have a look at it, you'll figure out that half of my trades are failing. Only half of my trades are making money. The rest half are making loss. But still we are able to make profit. How? Because every time we are winning, we're trying to target more than what we put at risk or stake. And every time there is a move in our favor, we'll trail the stop loss so that we'll make the trade risk free. You get what I'm trying to say? So make your trades risk free as fast as possible, especially while trading crude, because it is a highly volatile asset. So if there is some sort of a move 1:1 in your favor, go ahead, trail your stop and make it risk free. Okay. So I think I'll take some questions now. Then after that, we'll check out for an opportunity with crude options also. Let's see if we can get it today.
4 hours candle trend following. 4 hours candle trend following.
Okay.
Trend following candle 4 hours.
Okay, trend following candle 4 hours. Okay, I'll take it out.
For Nifty or Bank Nifty same.
No, are you asking about something else? Nifty or Bank Nifty you're asking?
yeah, for trend following can trend 4 hours can follow कर सकते हैं trend के बस
4 hours. Okay, I'll tell you. For me, no. For me, मुझको टॉप डाउन एनालिसिस ऐसा होता है. पहला 1 hour कैंडल्स में 1 डेली कैंडल्स देखता है. उसके बाद आवरली टाइम फ्रेम और उसके बाद सॉरी डेली टाइम फ्रेम, आवरली टाइम फ्रेम और उसके बाद 50 मिनट्स टाइम फ्रेम. मैं 4 hours को नहीं फॉलो करता है. ठीक है, मेरा कंफर्ट डेली, आवरली और 15 मिनट्स में है. ठीक है, like every person has different comfort zone, no? So like that you figure out. For me, it is hourly only I look. 4 hours I'm not looking at it because my study everything has been done in hourly time frame. Okay.
So we had to draw support and resistance in hourly, daily, weekly, like that.
Yeah. See, now one more thing is if you start marking levels in daily, no, those levels will be valid in hourly also. If you start with larger time frame, whatever level you mark in larger time frame will be valid.
So better than that.
Smaller time frame also. Okay, that is, it is not like a larger time
Support breaks, then
yeah, so here though we went for a counter trade. I was telling you here though we are not trading in the direction of the trend, we are trading against the direction of the trend. So major advantage while trading against the direction of the trend is if a reversion is coming, no, the move will be very fast usually, and risk reward can also be easily captured. Okay, now maybe we'll see a trade that is in the direction of the trend. So now once again I wanted to tell you, if I was trading 2 lots, no, one lot I would have booked, the other lot I would have let it run. I would just kept it like that, the other lot. Why? Because let's say there is a big fall happening. Maybe we start with a 1:2, but we are able to make 1:3 or 1:4.
Sir, Meet Bara here.
Repeat again.
Meet Bara here.
Yeah, hi Meet.
Sir, I have placed a trend line in daily time frame. Then today when market opened with a gap up, right?
Okay.
And it went up in with previous day high, right? In 15 minutes time frame. So can we assume like it affects the market like in Bank Nifty, it affects previous day high, previous low, or
Okay.
like
Thank you.
closing price.
Okay.
Does it
I'll tell
affect
you.
in
Okay.
crude as
Yeah,
well?
I get your question. Previous day high,
Yeah.
previous day low are the significant levels when we speak about crude oil also, correct?
Yes,
That is the
yes,
question.
yes, yes.
Previous day high, previous day low, if it is acting as a level, resistance level, it will always act, correct? See, the previous
Yes,
day
yes,
high, previous day low, these will always be acting as significant levels for the price. Due
yes,
to the
yes,
same
yes.
reason, these will be all valid levels, no matter what. Okay.
Okay, okay.
No matter what, this will also be acting as significant levels.
Mr. Hari, can you just repeat once again your view building from daily to hourly, please?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, please.
You always have a look at the charts in the broader time frame. Always.
Can you just explain once again?
So this is the
please?
daily time frame chart, correct? In the daily time frame chart, look at the levels that you see. So can I say that this was a significant key level? Yes or no?
Yes.
This is a level. So I see that there have been multiple instances where rejection has come in. Okay. So two things can happen. Either this resistance level will get broken, price will move up, or there will be rejection from here, price will fall down. These are the only two things that can happen. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now let's get into the hourly time frame and see a little bit closer what is happening. So in the hourly time frame, what I was actually observing, or when we were looking at the chart, we saw this bearish candle formation. Again, this resistance level is there. Here though, there is this bearish candle. Correct? Again, rejection is coming in. Yes or no?
All right. All right. Okay.
Now I was asking our friend Vishnu, what should we do? Either trade in the direction of the trend or trade against the direction of the trend. Then we got into the shorter time frame, that was a 15 minutes time frame. So when we were looking at 15 minutes time frame, we saw that it was something like a neckline breakdown that was occurring. We had a neckline breakdown that was kind of actually taking place. And after that neckline breakdown that was actually taking place, okay, price falls down, again it picks up, faces rejection over here, that is faces rejection at this particular level. After that, again it is actually dropping down, okay. So then I told you we'll actually wait for a retest of this level of the neckline and then we'll go for a short. Why? Because as you see from the charts, if you get a good risk reward ratio, that is you kind of actually get a risk reward ratio of 1:2, that is you have the potential or you kind of actually get a risk reward ratio of 1:2. If you are actually going for a short over here with your stop loss at the high with your 1:2 target over here, yes or no? And luckily today what happens is we get an opportunity and not every time you have to get a trade. That also I'll mention. So now guys, like, can I go for a trade over here? So this is a support level. If this level is getting broken, can I go for a trade over here with my stop loss over here? What do you think? Just let me know. So at above 1:2, our first trade was closed. Now do you think there could be a potential trade over here to go for a short over here with your stop loss at this particular level? Can you go for a short over here with your stop loss over here? What do you guys think about it? So the risk associated with this position would be around 30 points. So what do you think about it? Can I go for a short, considering this level to be broken and the price to kind of come down somewhere to the next level, which lies over here? What do you think? Just let me know through the chat box. So if I have a look at the broader structure of the price, in this case, I can consider this to be a support. Okay. And if this particular support level is getting broken, I could kind of actually anticipate that the price can actually just manage to move down to the next significant level out there, wheresoever it might lie. So here though I see the next level could come somewhere over here. Maybe the next level is going to come somewhere over here. See, this will mark in the larger time frame. We'll mark this in the larger time frame, that is 15 minutes. Okay, we'll 15 minutes if I have a look at it. Okay, daily only I'll see. Okay, I'll get down to 15 minutes of days. So can I consider this to be the level? Oops, fast forward. Can I consider this to be a level, key level? What do you think? Oh my God, fast forward. Can I consider this to be the next level? What do you think about it? Come on guys, just let me know.
Next level is okay, sir, but is it good to take a new trade, sir?
Okay, that was my question to you, no?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. What do you think? Can I take a trade? See, the answer is, in fact, over here, let me just get into the 5 minutes time frame. We can take a trade over here with a stop over here, but right now there is no point because already more than 1:1 move is there. See, this is my mistake, guys. As in, we could have taken a trade. That is, we could have actually potentially taken a trade. So I was actually slow. Okay. That is, if you kind of actually took a trade out over here with a stop loss over here, then by now the trade is already 1:1 and you have actually trailed to the cost. This is why I said if you're trading multiple lots, once your target is actually hit, you kind of actually trail the rest. You get what I'm trying to say? Siddharth, you're getting what I'm trying to convey, right? That like once your target is actually hit, it is always good that if the trend is kind of looking like the same.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it, sir.
You kind of actually hold the rest of the trade. You kind of actually just trail the trade and just hold the rest. Okay, so here though, we can once again just see if some sort of a retest is actually occurring and then just take a call. Okay. Just kind of see if something we can get out over here. So there is a retest happening over here and we get a proper setup, we'll go with the trade. Okay, just see. Yeah, hello. See, right now, guys, like right now there is no point. Okay. So right now there is no point in going ahead with a short because already the move is done and we kind of actually didn't have any kind of a retest. Okay, so because almost the price is actually approaching the next level, so it doesn't make any sense for you to go for a short now. Okay, so it is kind of actually understood that this trade shall not be taken hereafter. I hope you understand why. You can ask me like why I say no, there is no point in taking this trade right now. What do you think? Do you think there is any point in taking this trade now?
Already the target has achieved more than 50%. So
Yeah, this has actually already done more than 1:1. So it really doesn't make any sense for you to go ahead with the trade now. Okay.
No, you could have entered when you.
We could have
just
entered exactly
told
when
us.
it dropped. By the time I was actually
Yeah.
I could have took the trade, but
When you were discussing
Yeah.
that time itself, within a flash of a.
Yeah.
it's
it
gone.
moved. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I said. That's why I kind of actually told you when it kind of comes to trading crude, you shall not wait for the candle to close. Correct. I told you
I
that.
think we'll fill up the gap.
Okay, now you're speaking about the gap. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know is there a gap actually?
Yes, sir.
This is not a gap. That is why I told you when you're analyzing the charts, you should analyze in US oil. This is our markets were closed. It's not a gap. So
Here,
this gap concept actually applies in Indian market. The gap concept basically applies in Indian markets. But when it basically comes to the internet, when it kind of comes to the international markets, okay. When it kind of comes to the international markets, it is, I told you it is 22 hours. Okay, it is like 22 hours. So whenever you're kind of actually thinking about gaps in India markets, okay, it is not gap, it is just the fact that our markets were closed then. Clear? Hmm?
Yes.
See, now there is no point in looking out for any shorts because already has been a decent move. Now the next support kind of actually comes somewhere over here. So could I show you guys an options trade coming Monday then? On options, we'll see the next trade that we'll see probably on Monday.
And once again, I would request you, sir, to give us a PPT of all the.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Now, one more reason is why I'm not sharing PPT is because if I share the PPT, no.
Yeah.
See, now though you have actually attended this, you have taken some takeaways from it, correct?
Yeah.
Let's say that I'm putting it up, everything one by one, I'm labeling it down in the form of a PPT. I'm not so open in sharing it. I'll be very open with you. And this simple thing is not something that you don't find on the net. My content is there out for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm
That
giving
is
you
there.
the I have actually done at least 10 plus trades based on whatever I had discussed with you. More than 10 plus trades I have done.
No, I fully agree, sir. But to be frank, for crude, I'm totally new. So
Okay, I'll give you.
again, I forgot the step
No.
to see the.
I'll do. Please give me some time. Please give me some time. I'll definitely do. See, I'm going through a very tough time in the Indian market side, no, because we are taking a turnover for almost 3.5% as of date. It's been very tough, been very hectic. So last 2 days, I was not kind of coming in for the meeting because we had too many meetings happening, like many investor meetings, all those things coming in. Okay, but definitely I'll give you the PPT. Just give me time, another 2 days time. You give me, I'll write it down in the form of notes and give you. Okay.
Okay. On this MCX, sir, one is crude oil and one is crude oil M. Is
Crude
that
oil mini? Okay.
mini?
Yeah.
Okay.
So crude oil and crude oil mini, those are the two things. Okay, crude oil and crude oil mini. I don't think it started yet. Just a second. Not started, no?
No, sir. It is showing on this.
It's showing, but
Asia
contracts
platform.
haven't come yet.
Okay.
Okay, crude oil mini will start soon. It was there earlier. Now they are again reintroducing crude oil mini. So once crude oil mini starts, then the lot size will reduce to 10. So now the lot size is 100. Okay, so when crude oil mini starts, what do you say? The lot size will reduce to 10. Clear? So we are trading with one lot, then do we have to book one is okay. If you're trading with one lot, trailing the cost is compulsory. No, you should not avoid trailing the stop. But if you're trading two lots, then one lot you can actually cut and the rest of the lots you can write.
Sir, for trailing a stop loss, we are using this GTT order or simple stop loss order?
Simple stop loss orders.
Okay.
Okay, simple stop loss orders do the job.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, me again here. Sorry.
Yeah, hi, Meet.
Sir, I went through a few next expiries of crude. It was in different days and different dates also.
Okay.
So can you please explain the logic or?
Okay, you have to look at. So the thing is, you kind of actually have to look at the contract specification. So every expiry date is mentioned over there. You can go to the MCX site and have a look at it. Okay.
No, sir. I'm asking about dates and days are different. Means
yeah. So I'll kind of tell you. Okay. Yeah. So February, so we have it on the 17th.
Yeah.
17th of February, which kind of comes to be the third Friday of the month. Okay.
Yeah.
Now when it kind of comes to March, we kind of actually have it on 20th.
Yeah.
Okay, which happens to be the like
something Monday or
third Monday of the month.
Yeah.
And then you have 19th. So that's what I said. You have to look at the contract specification and know for yourself when the expiry dates are.
Okay, so it can't be like every last Thursday.
Yeah, it's not so standardized over here. Then after that, you have it in 19th May.
Yeah, that's why I was.
And that which once again falls. So 19th May, though, it kind of actually falls out to be the. When is 19th May? Yeah, 19th May is once again the third Friday of the month.
Okay.
Then you have it on 16th June, which once again comes to be the third Friday of the month. So it usually is on the third Friday, but in between, like if some holiday, something like that, it changes. At times it changes without any holiday also. Okay. So
Okay.
you consider it to be the third Friday of the month. Okay. But
Okay.
don't go hard and fast. You have a look at this thing, dates.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So usually it comes to be somewhere around the third week only. Okay. Yeah, we have this particular live trading sessions that we do. So tomorrow, I hope the next day, I hope we can look out for a trend following setup. This was like a mean reversion trade that we were looking at. We can look out for a trend following setup. Hopefully, let's see. And one more thing, there is no necessity that every day you have to get a trade. Okay, so today we were lucky enough to get a trade. There is no necessity that every day you have to get a trade based on whatever you're looking out for. So one key rule I wanted to say is your risk should be lesser than 50 points always. So why should your risk be lesser than 50 points? Why so?
Because if it starts to trend, it will go in one direction.
Okay. No. As I told you, if there is a breakout happening, no? Okay. If there is a breakout kind of actually happening, then it is actually very much relevant. Huh? Like it is kind of actually very much relevant that there is at least a 100-point move. If you're taking a 50-point risk, then at least 100-point move should be coming in your favor. Correct. So 100-point move and all is possible in crude, but more than that, if you target, it is little bit tough to capture. So that is the reason I said your risk shall not be more than 50 points. Clear? Okay. Yeah, I think like, yeah, guys, like for the day, that's pretty much about it. I'll show you like one more this thing. I'll kind of.
Sir, what's your current view on Bank Nifty and Nifty, sir?
To be very honest, if my view was right, I would not haven't been in this drawdown of 3.5%. Okay. So forget about all the views. Let's respond to the markets again. But my risk management is always in place. So it's fine. Okay. So I don't see right now it is news led, and today what has happened? Today SEBI has actually said that they're going to tighten this thing investigation on what do you say, Adani. So with that kind of actually coming, what is going to happen? I think it is going to be more tougher for Adani. Okay, let's see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool, guys. So I think for today I can just wind up. So we'll catch up on Monday. We'll see for ourselves some sort of options. This thing also. I'll show you one particular position on options also. Let's see. Okay. Have a great day. Can we expect more than 100? It is not so common. Okay, it is not so common. Targeting more than 100 is not so common. Okay. So cool, guys. Have a great day ahead. Thank you. And one more thing I wanted to tell you, sometimes you target 50 points, maybe price will move 100 points to 200 points, 300 points also. So you will have that feeling, okay, I should not have exited all those stuff. But it's a part of the game. When one level is getting broken in code, it moves to the next level. Then it can move to the next level and so on. But you keep your risk reward ratio satisfied. And this is the reason I said if you're trading multiple lots, once you have your 1:2 or 1:1, you write the rest. Make your trade risk free and write the rest. Okay, I'm winding up for now, guys. Thank you.